fellow Toastmasters. I am here to talk about higher education. Why is it that we seek higher education? Is it for status? For praise? So our parents can heap praise on us? For many of us, we're probably pushed into higher education. Especially if you're an immigrant, you're most likely, a lot of immigrants, children of immigrants, they're pushed into higher education by their parents. Like me, for example. My brothers had each gotten two university degrees, so it was only natural that I had to go and get a university degree. Now the big question is for me, do I want to go beyond a BA and a college degree, or do I find something else to do? So my question to you is right now, do you, fellow Toastmasters, what do you think is more important, education or experience? Experience? Why?
Because that gets you a job, not a degree.
Okay. Anyone else?
I think knowledge with wisdom.
Knowledge.
There should be a balance of education and
Experience.
Education, then experience, and then a little bit more education, and then you're good to go.
Then you're good to go, okay. So probably 10 years of schooling after high school. For those of you who think that higher education is better than just experience, or as a combination of experience and education, what do you think that universities and colleges should do to make school more relatable to students? I mean, I can tell you a number of times when I was in high school, I would probably be sleepwalking through high school. So I would be listening with my eyes open, daydreaming, waiting to get out of high school. So I want to ask you, Toastmasters, what do you think that high schools and colleges, universities should do to make school more interesting and more relatable to the real world?
Have more co-op programs.
More co-op program, that's a good one. The only problem I found with co-op was that it didn't go to university credits. That's the only problem I had with co-op. Anyone else? No? Okay. Well, my suggestion would be, for example, is to start this school day later on. So for example, when I went to high school, at 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm sleeping through math class. I mean, I hated math class enough as it is. So if it's at 8 a.m. in the morning, you can be sure I'm either sleeping through class or pretending to pay attention. So what I think they should do is start school, say at 10 a.m. That way you have enough time to be well rested and be refreshed for class, even if it is math class and you hate it. Another thing I think they should do is that they should integrate more technology into the school world. For example, social media, Facebook and Twitter have become so integral into our world that they should integrate that to the school world. For example, let's take journalism, for example. Blogging has become so huge in the past 5 years. Blogging, which is online diaries and you can write about anything, it's become so enormous in the past 5 years. Why don't they have this as part of an integral part of the school curriculum? You can have online note-taking, participation in online forums, and online blogging. When I was in university, I sometimes found online forums on different topics much more interesting than the subject matter presented in the classes. That would be one of my suggestions. And the only problem with this is that, for example, if you didn't know how to use social media, but given the fact that a lot of younger people do know how to use social media, it's not going to be that much of a problem, and it's not hard to use. Not to mention the broader use of online learning. For example, you can go online, you can take courses online, which has become much more enormously popular in the past 5 or 10 years. By the way, I apologize if you can't hear me, I have a cold. So online learning, flexible, part-time, daytime, that sort of thing, that's become very much popular in the past 5 or 10 years. But also, I don't know if any of you have heard of this. Online gaming can also be used as part of the curriculum. Has anyone here ever heard of a game called Second Life? Second Life, exactly. There's a professor at UC Irvine, an anthropology professor, who's using Second Life for his sociology classes. So he goes online as a character in the game, and you can become when you're in Second Life, you can become anything you want. An animal, a man or a woman, and it's pretty much a fantasy role-playing game to become anything you want. You can build cities, you can destroy cities, anything at all. So what this professor does, and what he has his class do, is they go online to the game, they become a person of a different gender or a race, and they learn to interact with one another as a person of a different gender or a race, and it helps with the sociology fieldwork instead of merely being a third-person observer. So in this way, I think that online technology and the online world can be well integrated into the school curriculum, and there's probably a lot more ways in the future that technology can be integrated into the school curriculum. For example, texting, the iPad, that sort of thing. So that's how I think the technology should be integrated into the school curriculum. Thank you.